In 1984, English sophistopop duo Everything But the Girl released their debut album Eden, and from it the track Each and Every One. Okay, and right there we have some soft, what sounds like keyboard, and some saxophone right over it. Playing this like soft ascent, giving a bit of harmonic nuance between the two instruments, yeah. Emphasis slightly like on, I think, thirds or fifths in like the sax. Okay, and now we've got some maracas and bongos going on, as well as some double bass and sax work by Pete King, yeah, who has played with numerous musicians over the years, including George Coleman, Mike Carr Trio, the Charlie Watts Orchestra, yeah.
I don't wait around on your advice. Tell me I can't go this far.
I love.
No more. Try to show me heaven and then slam the door.
I gotta say, Tracey Thorn has a real command of the mid-range here. Like the way that her voice kind of like stretches out, and the way she harmonizes with herself, and she does it almost so like effortlessly, so non-imposingly. It's just has a certain kind of demure quality.
Offer shelter as a price, much too deep. Your kind loves the kind that disappears.
Okay, let's catch up with the lyrics. If you ever feel the time to drop me a loving line, maybe you should just think twice. I don't wait around on your advice. You tell me I can go this far, but no more. Try to show me heaven and then slam the door. You offer shelter at a price much too dear, and your kind of love's the kind that soon disappears. So it's about like a fleeting romancer, someone who feels, someone who's in the romantic mood one day and then is cold and aloof the next day.
Sit down, right how you have changed, and everything's been rearranged. The thought about it was over and done, but I still get the same from each and everyone. Being kind is just a way to keep me under your thumb.
I love that chord change right there, that sequence, the when it drops into the chorus, yeah. Let's catch up with the lyrics. So don't brag how you have changed and everything's been rearranged. I thought all that was over and done, but I still get the same from each and every one. Being kind is just a way to keep me under your thumb, and I can cry because that's something we've always done. You tell me I'm free of the past and now, all those lies, then offer me the same thing in a different guise. So it's about a sweet talker. Yeah.
I can't cry because that's something we've always done. Tell me I'm free of the past now.
Yeah, that plunge into like F major 7, and then down to D, D7. Yeah.
And all those lies left.
No, from F major 7 to E7, yeah, or E minor 7, I think.
The same thing, different eyes.
Okay, now we're hearing more of the horn work. Let's see, also credit on the album, Nigel Nash on tenor saxophone, and 14 credits according to Discogs. It looks like this is around the start of his career. He's mostly played with Everything But the Girl, but also has appeared on at least one jazz proper album. And let's see, trumpet Dick Pierce, who 48 credits according to Discogs, including Ronnie Scott's quintet, Graham Collier music, Mike Westbrook orchestra. Do you hear the trade-off there between the sax and trumpet?
Tell me I can't go this far no more. Try to show me heaven and then slam the door.
Yeah, the main melodic hook of this track is when she says, "You tell me I can go this far, but no more." Like, yeah, that's where the plunge occurs. Yeah, actually, it occurs right on the word like far.
Offer shelter at a price much too dear. There are kind of loves that kind that seem just to be.
Oh, now we're going more into a repetition of that chorus. I love these parts where she just starts to like hold notes over the choice key changes of the track, and they kind of like swell up more. Yeah, sax just taking that out. Yeah, so evocative of like early 1960s tropical island postcards, that type of imagery, like drawing from that period, like when Brazilian was popular in the United States, when bossa nova and like vocal jazz was quite in the mainstream. But that was Sophistopop. What I love about it was that it was taking like art pop, chamber pop in the Revolver vein and reconciling it with pre-Beatles non-rock styles from the 50s and early 60s that the Beatles themselves never experimented with in any of their recordings. Yeah, basically like bossa nova, vocal jazz, elements of blue note. Yeah. Let's hear another track from the album, Another Bridge.
Your words stung me to the heart. I hadn't even noticed how far we had drifted apart.
Okay, obviously a rather different styled song, more of kind of like a strum along, kind of beat inspired track.
Can I still count you as a friend? Or have I done too much now to ever make amends? 'Cause
Let's see, your words stung me to the heart. I hadn't even noticed how far we had drifted apart. Can I still count you as a friend? Or have I done too much now to ever make amends? 'Cause I once needed just an open mind. Well, that's no reason why I know I now should leave you behind. It seems like a lot of these lyrics deal with just young romantic disappointment type scenarios. Yeah, I imagine, being that she was a young woman at the time, like had to go through the hard knocks of like learning how to communicate in the relationship, and these lyrics just kind of reflect that.
too much now to ever make amends. 'Cause I once needed just an open mind.
I like this progression right here, going to C minor and then D minor, of course. Like,
Well, that's no reason why I now should leave you behind.
yeah, C minor is kind of a somewhat unorthodox chord to go in for like a chorus or bridge. When the main structure of the track, the verses are basically G, E, A minor, F, like that. Fairly conventional.
What I heard from out of the blue.
Because remember, C minor is rarely used in pop and rock. C major is used all the time, but C minor is rarely used because it's the relative minor to E flat, which is very rare, because it's a flat, and because it's a hard chord for most conventional rock guitarists to play. and so they don't really use it very often.
Reminds me how much I once needed you. No, but that's alright, it was now. So much so that I can scarcely remember how.
That guitar has kind of like this ringing, sort of trebly sound to it. And yeah.
I once needed just a hand to hold.
Hear that like really early 60s sounding organ, like in the back, really faint. Like they're not really like layering it on too thick. Everything is really economical, really light. All the just like different parts that we're hearing.
'Cause now the few times we meet, all our senses love grown cold.
And she is so restrained, yet her voice is so full at the same time. Like over the course, it's basically she takes command consistently throughout these numbers.
You come around to everything. I've forgotten what we talked about a long time since.
Let's catch up with the lyrics here. Okay, let's see. Did I read that? Okay, you can't hold on to everything, and I've forgotten what we talked about a long time since. Can't recall days with regret. Tomorrow remember today, and all the rest forget. 'Cause time's gone by, and all the things we did are now so much water under another bridge. Now that's an interesting spin on an old idiom, yeah. Water under another bridge.
Come call ladies with regret. Tomorrow remember today, and all the rest forget. 'Cause time's gone by and all the things we did.
Notice the just kind of tapping of the really soft tap of the beat.
And now just so much water under another bridge.
I love the way that she holds those notes, yeah, with such just confidence, such sincerity, such emotional reserve, yeah. And a very rhythmically steady track for something that's where the percussive elements are just kind of light, subdued, and there's no and the beat is de-emphasized. Yeah, a bit of a Mersey beat flavor mixed with like sort of like vocal jazz. Yeah, going kind of Sophistopop acts kind of suggested what maybe the mid '60s could have been like had there not been such a divide at the time between the worlds of jazz and rock. Yeah, if the two had crossed paths a bit earlier, like say before, like they ultimately would in the late '60s, but that's another thing. By the time like hard rock, blues rock were coming in, and the jazz was getting more kind of fractious and like free for those musics would collide, like jazz and acid rock. But like the thought of like Mersey beat, like say like the music of like I don't know, like the Hollies or the Beatles, you know, being mixed with say the sounds coming from Brazil during the early 1960s and a slight bit of Blue Note and maybe like some like Anita O'Day, you know, Blossom Dearie elements thrown in. Let's hear one more track from the album, Even So.
If I say I'll always stay by your side, stupid things I say some nights.
Now she's getting a bit more breathy, sigh in the vocals.
Can you tell me I'm wrong till I cry? Tell me, do you have the right?
Just classic bossa nova type chords, you know, the like kind of like two strings being played at once, kind of emphasizing maybe like a major seventh or something, like dun 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 dun.
If I say the seas could never sweep me overboard and far away, you still say you wouldn't try to keep me if I lost the will to stay. And you will promise this will last much longer.
These songs, even though each one has been slightly different in style, the structures have been similar. Though, like the verses will be like maybe like 2 to 4 kind of simple chords, and then you'll have like a choice change at the verse. That'll just add that just lift to the number.
And the time it takes to stray, your excuse is that my heart's much stronger. The sound of your love has been drained away.
Okay, now we're getting some thicker layers of guitar here. Let's see. Ben Watt is responsible for quite a bit, and Tracey Thorn. That's probably between the two of them. Although a guest guitarist, Simon Booth, is also credited here. Let's see, drums. Although I haven't really heard many of. I haven't really heard much percussion on here that I don't think couldn't have been. Well, let's see. Bosco de Oliveira is credited with percussion, and he's got 111 credits according to Discogs. Yeah, from Brazilian percussionist. And one name I do quite recognize, credited with drums somewhere on the album, Charles Hayward, who was on that 1975 Quiet Sun album that I did a video on a few months ago, and in the early 80s was in experimental rockers This Heat. And around this time was fronting a band, Camberwell Now, great like art rock band, yeah.
I can't bear it when the tears fill your eyes, and I said too much once more. Don't be angry now, you must realize the only fears of losing something I adore.
Okay, let's catch up with the lyrics. If I say I'll always stay by your side, stupid things say some night. Can you tell me I am wrong till I cry? Tell me, do you have the right? If I say that seas could never sweep me, overboard and far away, do you still say you wouldn't try to keep me if I lost the will to stay? You know, once again, we're dealing with kind of like difficult communication, two sort of emotionally aloof lovers, yeah. You won't promise me this will last much longer than the time it takes to stay. You excuses that my heart's much stronger. I think there may have been a typo or two on this genius.com transcription. And some of your love has been drained away, not you. I can't bear it when the tears fill your eyes, and I've said too much once more. Don't be angry now, you must realize. My only fears of losing something I adore. I guess she must have been going through a breakup with someone when she wrote a lot of these lyrics, like been kind of on the outs with someone. Yeah.
Still can't understand the reasons why we cry. Seems like one is still so sore. Never mean to make you sad, it's just that I feel you can't live as you did before.
Yeah, classic bossa nova chords.
I promise this will last much longer than the time it takes to stray.
Can you hear the little the filigree? Well, and there's two different guitars going on there. There's like that acoustic guitar, like it's coming from my left, and there's an even lighter like electric hollow body sound, just very faint, coming out of the speaker.
Excuses that my heart's much stronger. Some of your love has been drained away.
Yes, where there's three guitars going on in this part. There's the two I just described, and then during this section, a more frontal, fuller guitar comes in. So I guess what we are hearing here is Ben Watt, Tracey Thorn, and guest player Simon Booth all like doubling down on the strings. Yeah, two acoustic guitars and one like hollow body electric. Yes, that was Everything But the Girl with the track Even So, and before that, Another Bridge, and at the top of the set, Each and Every One. Three songs by the English duo's 1984 debut album, Eden. Yes, Everything But the Girl. One of the most prolific and ultimately long lasting of the sophistopop acts to emerge from England during the mid 1980s. Yeah, marrying chamber art pop to like pre-rock or like non-rock turn of the 1960s jazz and Brazilian sounds, and coming up with something wholly sophisticated and just perfect for like all kinds of moods, from like coffee shops on a summer day to promenades on a snowy winter day to uh, getaways in the tropics, and yeah, all kinds of imagery. Yeah, be it an Audrey Hepburn movie like Funny Face, or like an Ansel Adams photograph from, in vivid black and white and such. Yeah, the visualizations are yours. Yeah. For more rubies and sapphires from the 80s catalog anyway, of Everything But the Girl, see the directory of albums by English artists linked in the description below. Like and subscribe, and follow me on social media, and share the video, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the three tracks that we just heard. The instrumentation, the interplay, the very soft, subtle interplay, the vocals of Tracey, Thorn, the fullness and all, and some observations about the lyrics, if you have any, and as well as just the beauty of the tunes overall and the effect they have on you, your favorite number and all that. And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most ear-traveled Tremaximist, signing off.